Here we go. I'm filming. We got yes guys going in absolutely everywhere you go. You turn around, you get a bit of yes guys. You look on the screen, you get a little bit of yes guys. The spam is real. Oh my goodness, I just showed the game. Get banned Benson. Look at this. It's yes guys everywhere. You're all flipping mental. Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. I am absolutely over the moon. This one, I'm happier now than I've been for any victory, be it Atletico, Tottenham, Liverpool. This was so good from Chelsea in my opinion. We're gonna get into the reasons why I think so today, but that was absolutely brilliant. If you guys are new around here and you wanna see some more of this hype, be sure to subscribe to GBFC. This is 6 Things We Learn, a series I do after every single game where I pick 6 of the key talking points and then we go into the details. And then the following day, in about 12 hours time, you guys will get the Chelsea 2, Everton 0 player ratings video. But what a result this was for Chelsea. Not just the result, the nature of the performance. I think today, I've fallen in love, you know? It was International Women's Day today, so, you know, shout out to all the women in my life, but I fell in love with a man today, and he goes by the name of Thomas Tuchel. He's just blown me away, you know, with what he's done in the short period of time he's been at Chelsea. Today, for me, just highlighted just how good this Chelsea team have become in such a short period of time. And I don't want to get too carried away, but we were brilliant out there today. We didn't give Everton a sniff. We were so in control of the game. We dominated possession, had a lot of chances, and shout out to England goalkeeper Jordan Pickford, who had a very good game today. You know, Pickford saved Everton from what would have been a humiliating scoreline. But I wouldn't say it would be necessarily a humiliation. It would have just been beaten by a very good Chelsea side. But we move into box number 1. And I am absolutely delighted to announce that it is a blue box for the German maestro, Kai Havertz. The man was on fire today. First things first, Ben Godfrey own goal is what the record books will go down as when people look at 2021, Chelsea's win at home to Everton in the Premier League, a Ben Godfrey own goal. Shut up, get out. I'm giving it to Havertz. He made the goal happen, and I think the whole footballing rule of own goals, it wasn't going in. Change it, you know? The striker wants the goal, defender doesn't want the own goal. So just give it to Havertz, will you, for goodness sake? He then scores what, in my opinion, was a perfectly legitimate goal, which apparently hit his bicep. Stop training in the gym, Mr. Kai, and then maybe it would have hit your shoulder, not your bicep. So that's that, and then he wins the penalty. I thought, jokes aside about little jabs at the referee, I thought Kai Havertz today was absolutely brilliant. I think in the first half, in the early stages where Chelsea were trying to understand the dynamic of the game, we were kind of seeing what Everton were going to bring to the table. When we were in possession, I thought Kai Havertz dropped deeper to receive the ball very well. He covered a lot of ground in that first half. I think it was 6 kilometres covered in the first half. Made a lot of different sprints in and around the Everton defence, trying to run in behind as well. And I think that overall, Kai Havertz was, particularly in that first half, the second half too, he looked on fire. I think the first half performance enabled him to grow in confidence, but he was the player that was most effective in the Chelsea side. He comes in today for Hakim Ziyech, who I don't want to spend my time comparing what we've seen from Ziyech in the last couple of games, but in terms of what Havertz did on and off the ball, as well as winning the penalty, as well as pretty much scoring the first goal and scoring another VAR ruled off legitimate goal, I thought Kai Havertz was absolutely exceptional. I've given him a blue box, and I think it's been a long time coming. And you guys know, if you watch the preview, not only did I predict 2-0, but I predicted Kai Havertz to come into the starting lineup today. And I think my understanding of what Thomas Tuchel is trying to do at Chelsea and what he is doing has become the things that I'm seeing when I watch the games back a second time. I'm then seeing him adjust the things that I think need fixing in the next game. And I'm not saying that Tuchel gets all of his information from me. I'm just saying that tactically understanding what Chelsea are doing right now, it is very exciting. That's why I'm so excited, because as a football fan who doesn't just like seeing goals, I like seeing good football, you know? I get excited about seeing good, organised football. And we're seriously seeing it right now from this Chelsea team. It's an absolute joy to behold. And we move into box number 2. and it is for Callum Hudson-Odoi. Callum Hudson-Odoi came off quite early, and I had a couple of questions in the first half about Callum Hudson-Odoi. I don't think he was getting into the game as much as I would have liked, but at the beginning of that second half, he was an absolute game changer. The cut inside and the ball to Kai Havertz that was ruled out as offside when we scored that goal was absolutely fantastic. He then does a similar little run to that of Mason Mount with his goal against Liverpool a couple of minutes later and forces Pickford to tip it over the bar. And overall, I thought Callum Hudson-Odoi particularly in the start of that second half was the absolute key to Chelsea regaining the dominance that we had for the whole of the first half. I think Callum Hudson-Odoi imposed himself in a way in the beginning of that second half that enabled Chelsea to take control again of the entirety of the match and the entirety of the pitch. And I thought it was a very good performance today from Callum Hudson-Odoi, and it shows that it's not just the right wing-back role that we can see Callum in. He could be playing as one of the more advanced players, be it in the number 10 or as the advanced striker. It was kind of difficult at times to know between him, Werner and Havertz who was actually doing what role, but it worked very well. And I think the way that Havertz and Callum interchanged together was brilliant. And although Timo Werner didn't get his goal today, again, I think the dynamic element of his runs and the way that he moves in that forward line is brilliant for Chelsea. And I think today all of the attacking players deserved a box, but Callum Hudson-Odoi gets box number 2, and we move into another player who I thought was brilliant today for Chelsea, Marcos Alonso. First things first, the little wink when Tom Davies goes in and just boots his ankle at the end of the game. Love the swagger, Marcus. Love the confidence, my boy. It's what you like to see. Marcos Alonso got the assist for the first goal, and he was in the right place again. In an attacking sense, Alonso is absolutely brilliant. And credit to our manager for bringing Chilwell out the side again and putting Alonso in. It was absolutely perfect. Everton didn't have a sniff down that right-hand side of theirs. And Alonso, even though he did all of his defensive duties brilliantly, he was always in the right place going forward. If it wasn't for an outstanding, phenomenal save from Jordan Pickford, Alonso would have had a goal of his own from a little toe poke as well. But I thought Alonso was exceptional out there today. I think the way he got into great positions, brilliant crosses, nice passes, a calculated performance. And I think that Alonso offering the width that he offers is a very big thing as to why this Chelsea shape is so good. And I think even though Chilwell did it very well in the game against Liverpool, I thought it was a brilliant Marcos Alonso performance. When he had the ball, he was very, very good with it. Good crossing, good passing. When he didn't have the ball, positionally, he enabled our midfielders to be able to control the game. Same with Reece James. Shout out to Reece James as well. I thought he had a great game tonight as well, but I didn't quite give him a box. However, we move into box number 4. And again, it's another player that I've spent a lot of time on this channel criticising. However, I want to give the absolute utmost respect and praise for Jorginho today. I thought he was brilliant out there on the field. I think the penalty, thank you, great finish. Hop, skip and jump. When it goes in, I'm always elated. I'm always delighted. The pass for the penalty to be won in the first place was bellissimo, blissful. I loved it. It was brilliant. And then after that, he kept on trying to play the same ball, which is brilliant. So many times, Jorginho slows it down, plays too safe of a pass, in my opinion. But when he scored the goal, he kept looking for that forward ball. And I think today is a turning point for me, because there's been a lot of things that I don't quite understand about certain players in a Chelsea shirt. Alonso being one of them, Jorginho being the other one. But after this today, I was just blown away by some of the play that I thought I saw from Jorginho. On the ball, off the ball, everything comes back to this shape that I keep talking about of this Chelsea team. It was absolutely perfect on every single level. Jorginho does well, he scores the second goal, and we move into box number 5. And I've got to give it to the manager again. I look at the lineup and I'm like, there's no Mason Mount in the team. Are you okay? Like, is he all right? Can we get on the buzzer and make sure he's doing okay? He's not, nothing wrong. Brilliant again. Absolutely perfect from Thomas Tuchel. Chilwell drops out. Alonso comes in. Brilliant. Kante drops out. Jorginho Kovacic. Brilliant. Puts Kai Havertz up front. The rest is bloody history. Fantastic. And I know I seem to say it in almost every video at the moment, but it is an absolute joy to watch this Chelsea team right now. A couple of games ago, before the Liverpool game against United, we weren't creating chances. We adjusted that against Liverpool. We developed it even further tonight, game by game. I can see the developments and progressions that this team are making. And we're keeping clean sheets against some of our biggest rivals in the league. We're keeping clean sheets in Champions League knockout games. What a time to be a Chelsea fan, honestly. If we can hit 10,000 likes on this video in the first couple of hours, I'll be over the moon. I think this is the happiest I've ever been after a win, honestly. I know it's Everton, it's not quite Liverpool or Champions League, but the way that we're doing this now, boys and girls, it is just a joy to behold. Thomas Tuchel, again, surprising lineup, but it was just brilliant once more. Zuma comes in as well for Rudiger, has a brilliant game. Everything that this man does at the moment is turning to gold. I don't want to get too carried away because it's like Man City's wonderful run. It's always got to come to an end at some point, but I'm going to ride this crest of this wave while we can because it's a very enjoyable time. And box number 6 is kind of one that it could have been a lot of different players out there, but during the live stream, I was looking at our substitutions and I'm sat there thinking, blimey, he's somehow managed to rest Mason Mount, rest N'Golo Kante in a 6-pointer against the top 4 rival, and then just to rub salt into the Everton wound. So I think Everton's best 11 was out there on the field and they didn't have that many options off the bench, which just shows the quality in this Chelsea squad. The depth in this team is sensational. You bring off the bench Pulisic, Kante. It's like, what is going on here, Absolutely incredible. To see the quality that we've had all season and to see it not quite clicking throughout the whole season and to see it click now, boy oh boy am I excited. This Chelsea team are playing some brilliant football. We were fantastic today. It's my favourite result of the season so far. I'd love to know the 6 things that you learned from this game in the comments down below. Massive result, massive win, huge performance, and we are now clear in the top 4. We've gone 4 points ahead of Everton tonight. If we'd have gone behind them in this game and we'd have lost and then we'd have gone behind on points, they had a game in hand, you'd sit there worrying. But 2 games against 2 Merseyside clubs, 2 wins, 2 clean sheets, and they never even had a sniff. We've been absolutely phenomenal. We're going to wrap this video up here. I want to say a massive thank you for all the love and support. Subscribe to GBFC if you are new. Let me know the 6 things you learned in the comments. And in about 12 hours time, I will be releasing the player ratings from this game so that we can get in even more depth on some of those brilliant performances we saw again tonight. Thank you guys for watching. I'm absolutely over the moon. This is insane. Come on, you Blues.